Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Los Angeles Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. The linebacker, Preston Brown, brings him down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. And a nice carry there of 15 yards. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the others, you said, have a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Tackle made that time by Chris Baker.
Early down stuff will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
From the 50, it's gone. It's caught left side by Cooks. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Brandon Cooks, 50 yards. And the Rams are going to take a first-quarter lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now. 1st and 10 at their own 23. Dalton here from the gun. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up. I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression have you seen?
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got better and better each year. Always added a little bit more to his game, gets stronger. But the best part about him is he's always been accurate.
Dalton, 1st and 10. A battle for it here, and this will be caught. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Blazing start to the game for him. 4 plays, 4 passes, and look at him now, 1st and goal. Pretty good start.
Already down there. Now they just don't want to settle for 3. See if they can put the final words in this script and knock it in the end zone.
Yeah, I just wonder what he's feeling out there right now because he looks so locked in throwing the ball. I don't know if he's thinking it's like 7-on-7 in practice or even something what we call routes versus air where you just go through your game plan and your progressions and there's no defense out there. That's the way he's cutting through them right now.
So Dalton now. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal. Dalton on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th.
Over here, over here. You're good.
They'll run with Mixon. And he'll be brought down at about the 4. He didn't get in, nowhere close. Mixon unable to find the goal line on 4th down. And this Rams defense comes up with a goal line stand. Well, I guess they wanted to get that touchdown right back on their first drive, but failed to do so.
And what they have to be careful of is pushing so hard to stay right there, to stay even with their opponent, that they gas themselves out. You know, it's almost like horse racing. Sometimes you don't want to take your horse right to the front and let them do all the work and then someone catch them at the end and pass them up. You want to make sure you moderate what you're doing along the way and then go for the big finish.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. On 1st down, it's Gurley. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. Touchdown, LA! Robert Woods, 53 yards. And the Rams add on to their lead. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
Go, on the ball! On the ball!
Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The tight end, C.J. Uzomah, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Andy Dalton going to stay on the field. They're going to try and go for it on 4th down. So they are going for it. Now Dalton. And that's complete to Croft. A gain of 12 on 4th and 10, just enough for the conversion. And defensively, an opportunity slips away.
Brandon, I have one word for you after that completion for a first down.
Lucky?
Analytics.
Well, the analytics say we punt the football there.
So we're changing to analytics as we go, right? What a big-time play for them. And really took a big-time chance.
Yeah, big-time first half chance. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. So we have now seen connection number 1 between Dalton and Adriel Jeremiah, A.J. Green.
Say that again.
Adriel Jeremiah.
Look at you. You are full of knowledge and information. And you know something? I bet Andy Dalton learned his full name as well.
And this is caught. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A great effort there. 53 yards. And the Bengals have got it back to a one-score game. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Jared Goff and the Rams headed back onto the field, and he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence, does a great deal for your team, gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
Right side complete. That's Woods. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. On first down, gone. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
To throw on second down is gone. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. First down, L.A. Goff finding Higbee.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
Now a first down throw, gone. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Goff throwing again. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Now gone. And it's caught. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Jared Goff with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Rams add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get...
That's caught at the 25. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 54 yards. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Dalton bootlegs out. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. This will be Dalton again. This is caught. And with a clock reading zeros, he is into the end zone. What an exclamation mark to the end of this 2nd quarter.
Indeed. Indeed. Well, my education continues in this game, I've got to tell you, because there's not an analyst in the world that would have said pass up the field goal here, go for it, and expect for it to be successful, and it was. I mean, they're playing this one just like a video game.
Especially for the final play of the first half to have the guts to do that. But I guess, what do we say? The end will justify the means, right?
No doubt about it. For you and me, we live, we learn.
Bullock good on the extra point. Well, who needs a halftime? Am I right? Let's resume play. So we've come to halftime. It's the visiting Rams taking the lead to the break. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Third and 2 for Dalton. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. Oh, and now he bowls it over. And now running right through it. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His first carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious in taking off.
They go play action here on first down. Rolling to his left. Looking for the end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
Terrific coverage in the end zone that time. Forced him out of the pocket to his right. I thought maybe try and run it there, but no one came open for him. Nice job by the defense of not getting out of their lanes.
His throw caught right around the 6. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. That one goes for 24 yards.
Partner, they weren't quite in the red zone, but things are starting to get condensed on the field. Throwing the corner route there, really nice play because it gives them a little bit of room to complete it.
They'll give it to Mixon. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. Play action now. Dalton steps away. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Brandon LaFell, the intended receiver. And that'll make it third down.
Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
They're able to hold them to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case.
And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. C.J. Uzomah from 6 yards away. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And we are tied at 21. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a Bengals score. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now the attention turns back to the Rams offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You're probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you. Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Here's Goff now on second down. You got a man over the middle. It's Woods. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
On third down, they'll run it with Gurley. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was third and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because They handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
On second down, here's Goff. Over the middle, complete. That's Woods. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Goff hitting Woods for a Rams first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. A play fake to Gurley. Now gone. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Michael Johnson. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Goff working the middle here. That's complete to Everett, the tight end. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Throwing on third. Goff. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
The first down throw coming for Dalton. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. There's a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ivey's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
23 yards on the play. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That was well coached and even better executed because you saw him looking for the cutback lane, never materialized, and had excellent pursuit to stack that play up.
Dalton on the draw to Mixon. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
From midfield here, Dalton. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going for this thing on fourth down. Throwing, Dalton. Open man is Uzama. And now running right through it. And he's not even going to come close. A big loss in the wrong direction on fourth down. Marvin Lewis tries for it, but comes up empty. And it'll be a turnover on downs. They'll run it now out of the gun. 20. Touchdown, L.A. Todd Gurley, 43 yards. And the Rams have broken our tie as they take the lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
This one fielded at the 5. Gets past one man. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their own 26. Here's Dalton. And his throw is incomplete. Tyler Kroft, the tight end, the one he was looking for. And now it's 2nd down. A little too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
2nd and 10. Dalton once more. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Boyd. A very solid gain of 27. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Green's open, and he's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A.J. Green, 46 yards. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
Yes, it was a touchdown, and not just a TD, but how about a long touchdown that puts them in a great position now.
And now just an extra point away from tying this thing. And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown. They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. A very important extra point there, up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Again, they run with Gurley. And that winds up a decent run, and it also takes us to the 2-minute warning. 8 yards on the ground there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 2. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. 3rd and 2. Goff. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs. Here's Goff. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. This defense hasn't had the best showing in this game, but a critical knockdown there. If they can hang on, I guess the end will kind of justify the means.
Certainly, and just think of it this way. It may not be the quantity of the plays that they've had, because those haven't been great, but they get a few more quality ones like that. That could finish things off for them.
And he's got this down to the 35. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Goff turns and gives to Gurley. And not much running room. Down to the 32. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
This has been an up-and-down, back-and-forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive, take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. Down right around the 25. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. And that carry probably not so much for yardage, just to get the spot that you want to kick the field goal.
And any yardage a game there is really kind of gravy. And this just becomes what my old coach used to say. Get into position to be in position. And that's what they want, the right spot for their kicker to line up the field goal.
And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends.
And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have a street free agent out there or a solid